That's strange. I've got a thumbs up. Oh, there we go. And one person in. Hey! I got one person in. Swipe and invite. Can you share for me, please? I gotta see if I can share this now. I'm doing it via YouTube. Let's try Twitch. Just pause it. I can't share it. Alright, so are you with me? Give me a chat. Give me a hello. I'm just gonna do a sort of my take on hot topics of today from my perspective, from Based Amy's perspective. Okay, so we're living in really crazy times. Okay, now I'm going to start in America. Now, for English, my British viewers, non-American viewers, what's going on in the States right now is nothing less of a, well, it's hugely embarrassing. It's disgusting. And really, this is what is so crazy, is that the president, well, the president shouldn't have let us get this far anyway, for one. Two, if President Trump's ex-lawyer is testifying, he has been convicted of lying to Congress, and he's now coming back into Congress to dish the dirt on the president. So the attorney-client privilege, which is so sacrosanct, used to be, in the moral world, has been completely trashed by this Cohen character. Not only by Cohen, but by the whole Democrat Congress. This man here, Cummings, who's the chair of the House Oversight Committee, is himself guilty, I believe, of a multitude of crimes, where he used, under Obama's presidency, the IRS as a weapon against people. He was complicit. He was outed as being complicit. And here he is, a couple of years later, sitting in the chairman's seat. Now, I'm going to play Jim Jordan's opening statement, because when he says what he says, I'm going to ask why we're here. That's going to be my question, is why the hell did the Republicans not do anything when they were in charge? Okay, they had the House and they had the Senate. So here we go, Jim Jordan's opening statement about this con man, this convicted scumbag, coming out, and he's going to tell a load of lies again.
Here we go. Your first big hearing, your first announced witness, Michael Cohen. I want everyone in this room to think about this. The first announced witness for the 116th Congress is a guy who is going to prison in 2 months for lying to Congress. Mr. Chairman, your chairmanship will always be identified with this hearing. And we all need to understand what this is. This is the Michael Cohen hearing presented by Lanny Davis. That's right. Lanny Davis choreographed the whole darn thing. The Clintons' best friend, loyalist, operative, Lanny Davis put this all together. You know how we know? He told our staff. He told the committee staff. He said the hearing was his idea. He selected this committee. He had to talk Michael Cohen into coming. And most importantly, he had to persuade the chairman to actually have it. He told us it took 2 months to get that job done. But here we are. He talked him into it. This might be the first time someone convicted of lying to Congress has appeared again so quickly in front of Congress. Certainly, it's the first time a convicted perjurer has been brought back to be a star witness in a hearing.
I could repeat that. A convicted perjurer who was convicted of lying to Congress has been brought back into Congress to be a star witness to perpetrate more lies and now to lie about the President of the United States. This is so shameful. I just don't know. I don't know when sanity is ever going to return to the world, to the West. I just don't know. But this is absolutely disgusting.
And there's a reason this is the first, because no other committee would do it. Think about this. With Mr. Cohen here, this committee, we got lots of lawyers on this committee. This committee is actually encouraging a witness to violate attorney-client privilege.
Now, my question is, why are the Republicans there? Why didn't they just refuse to participate in this as a moral stand and say, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to participate in a shit show and an amoral act? Why are they there? I mean, I understand it's okay with him making the statement, but then the Republicans, anybody who's got morals, should just get up and walk out after he's finished making his statement and say, I'm not going to take part in this circus. This absolute disgraceful, I don't know, it's just ridiculous.
Mr. Chairman, when we legitimize dishonesty, we delegitimize this institution. We're supposed to pursue the truth, but you have stacked the deck against the truth. We're only allowed to ask certain questions. Even with that amendment you just told us about, well, Russia's now on the table. You initially told us we can't ask questions about the special counsel, can't ask questions about the Southern District of New York, can't ask questions about Russia. Nope. Only subjects we can talk about are ones you think are going to be harmful to the President of the United States. And the answers to those questions are going to come from a guy who can't be trusted.
Unbelievable.
Here's what the U.S. Attorney said about Mr. Cohen. While Mr. Cohen enjoyed a privileged life, his desire for ever greater wealth and influence precipitated an extensive course of criminal conduct. Mr. Cohen committed four distinct federal crimes over a period of several years. He was motivated to do so by personal greed and repeatedly used his power and influence for deceptive ends. But the Democrats don't care. They don't care. They just want to use you, Mr. Cohen. You're their patsy today. They got to find somebody, somewhere, to say something so they can try to remove the president from office. Because Tom Steyer told him to. Tom Steyer, last week, organized a town hall. Guess where? Chairman Nadler's district in Manhattan. 2 nights ago, Tom Steyer organized a town hall. Guess where? Chairman Cummings' district in Baltimore.
Cummings, the chairman, is just the lowest of the low, and I really don't understand how this can continue unabated. I don't understand it. They talk about crime not paying, but it certainly seems to be paying in America, and in Europe, and in the United Kingdom.
The best they can find to start this process, Michael Cohen. Fraudster, cheat, convicted felon, and in 2 months a federal inmate. Well, actually, they didn't find him. Laney Davis found him. I'll say one thing about the Democrats. They stick to the playbook. Remember how all this started. The Clinton campaign hired Perkins Coie law firm, who hired Glenn Simpson, who hired a foreigner, Christopher Steele.
A foreign, former spy, allegedly. So all this corruption, he's just going to lay out the whole thing, and nothing's been done about it, right? It's all been the whole thing with the Christopher Steele, the dossier, the whole Clinton connection, and the payoffs, and the this and the that, and yet absolutely nothing's been done. Nothing's been done to stop the Clinton, to get the Clinton, to get the Steele, to get anybody. It's just absolutely revolting.
Who put together the fake dossier that the FBI used to go get a warrant to spy on the Trump campaign.
Okay, so the FBI committed crimes. Everybody, it's across the board, and yet the president hasn't ordered the DOJ to go after these people, which he's able to, and I'm just tired of it. I'm really tired. I love President Trump, but I hate how this is being managed. I absolutely cannot stand it anymore. The games should finish. being played because there's so many people, good people, who are tired of having just heard all of this incredible corruption, and there's been no comeuppance for Obama, for Comey, for the all these people, the Clintons. And here we are back again with somebody in front of Congress to try and get President Trump. It's just disgusting.
But when that whole scheme failed and the American people said, we're going to make Donald Trump president, they said, we got to do something else. So now, Clinton loyalist, Clinton operative Lanny Davis has persuaded the chairman of the Oversight Committee to give a convicted felon a forum to tell stories and lie about the President of the United States.
You scumbag. Why hasn't he been arrested for what he did with the IRS? I just don't, it's power. 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 That's what it does. It prevents people from facing justice. It's just sickening.
So they can all start their impeachment process. Mr. Chairman, we are better than this.
No, you're not.
Are better than this.
No, you're not.
You.
No, you're not. Sorry, Jim. You had the control of Congress. The Republicans had it for 2 years and did nothing. None of the people who committed perjury, like Comey, I can't remember the bloody names now, but the former Obama administration people, none of them have faced justice. And now they've lost the House, which was, again, through fraudulent, corrupt elections, which have not been highlighted, and I don't know. I'm just so tired of this crap. Now, so this is the joke about the Cohen, and he's come out with lies, total deception, and it's all going to be over the British news. They're all going to talk about it. Oh, is he going to be in hot water? The president in hot water. Meanwhile, the president of the United States is making history with little rocket man Kim Jong-un in North Korea. He's meeting up with him again for the second time. And this is truly something that everybody should be talking about. Historic indeed. Only Donald Trump could have achieved this. If that witch had got in, well, there probably wouldn't be a North Korea now. It'd be gone.
I truly believe that this successful and great meeting that we're having today is thanks to the courageous decision, political decision that you're making, Mr. President.
260일 동안 그 사이 보면 사방에 불신과 오해의 소리들도 있고 그 대표적인 낡은 반응이 우리 길을 막
Anyway,
우리가 가는 길을 막으려고 했지만 우리는
President Trump,
극복하고 해서
whilst he's, continuing his amazing work of having achieved bringing peace to the Korean Peninsula, which not in my lifetime did I ever, I never knew well before my lifetime. Within 2 years, this man has achieved so much, and yet he's being maligned by the lying media. And there's no end in sight. There's no end in sight of the narrative changing. I'm ready for the hammer to fall on the globalists, the lying media, the lying politicians, the scumbags. And talking about lying, scheming politicians, here we go. I won't carry on with this. This is just because there's no news out yet about, what they've spoken about. But it's just that they're having a great meeting. He's there. President Trump is there doing his thing, which is just amazing. And now let's go over back to Britain with the fiasco that is Brexit. And I haven't heard Nigel's take on the deception and the lying and the twisting and everything else on today's events. But the anger is rising. I'm hoping that the passion is rising in the Brexiteers, the 17 million people who voted to leave. The closer we're getting to the complete and utter overturning of the referendum result by these corrupt politicians, the worse it's getting. So here we go.
Fascinating, Theo, thank you. And I have to say, as somebody who helped coin the phrase, the worst deal in history about this withdrawal agreement, I haven't changed my mind one little bit. It's a rotten deal.
Wait a minute. Coining the phrase, Nigel, of worst deal in history, it's not really much of a phrase to coin because, you know, it's not anything special. It was bleeding obvious.
It isn't just even about the money. It's about the fact we can't actually get out of it without the permission of the Junkers and Barniers or whoever is in post at that time. And that's what I absolutely hate about it. So, the Prime Minister, before this development, was mildly optimistic in the last 48 hours about Brexit. This is what she had to say.
We have it within our grasp. As I've just said, I've had a real sense from the meetings I've had here, conversations I've had with EU leaders in recent days, a real sense that we can achieve that deal. It's within our grasp to leave with a deal on the 29th of March, and that's where all of my energies are going to be focused.
Is the Prime Minister right? Is Brexit within our grasp, or indeed her grasp? And if you think, yep, actually, what we've seen today and what we're hearing...
That's the difference, okay? Brexit doesn't mean that anymore. What the people voted for, what I voted for in 2016 on the 23rd of June, was what was then referred to as Brexit, which was leave. Without a deal, with nothing to do with the customs union, no ties to Europe. Everything was going to be chopped off. Now they're talking about Brexit on the 29th, but it's everything, well, it's Brexit in name only, because we're going to be tied more than ever to the European Union. So,
from Jacob Rees-Mogg and the others, Steve Baker and the others, means that this deal now is going to go through. Let me know you think that on 0345 6060 973. Maybe like me, you think, no, actually, there'll be enough people there who recognise how bad this deal is, and it's going down. Text to 84850. And is Brexit, with her deal, is it actually even worth having? Tell me what you think.
No.
Using the hashtag Farage and LBC, @LBC, and of course, Facebookers, you can watch us and comment there too. Is Brexit, as the Prime Minister says, still within our grasp? Alan is calling from Bromyard in Herefordshire. Good evening, Alan.
Good evening, Nigel. Yes, it is within our grasp, if you mean our, like people like you and me, who want a true Brexit. And I think there needs to be bringing together of all the very large number of pressure groups who want Brexit but who are operating independently. And they need to come together behind a common approach and a common plan. Unfortunately, we already have that available because David Campbell-Bannerman came up with the solution.
Yep, I agree with that.
Said it was a jolly good idea. And we just need to actually implement the use of Schedule 24 of the General Agreement of Tariffs and Trade and get everybody who wants to leave in the country to say, yes, that is what we need to do.
Alan, I agree with absolutely everything you're saying. Trouble is, all the different pressure groups don't have a vote in this process. It's the members of Parliament that have a vote in this process. And if Jacob Rees-Mogg and Steve Baker, if large numbers of the ERG and those of that mindset were to support this deal, she might just get this deal through. And that, to quote you, would not be a true Brexit, would it?
No, it'd be terrible. No, so we have to change the minds of the MPs, and the way to do that is for their constituents to lobby them and all to be saying the same thing.
I agree with all of that. Alan, imagine that you are a member of Parliament, right? And you have this, very much the same point of view that I've got. And you were told in a couple of weeks' time, right, Alan, this is it, matey. Either you vote for this deal or we're headed for a massive extension of Article 50 and perhaps a second referendum. What in those circumstances, Alan, would you do?
Well, you say scrap the lot. Get rid of the withdrawal agreement.
No, that won't be the choice you face. You are a backbench Tory MP, Alan, and you are facing this choice. You are facing the most important decision you will ever have as an elected representative. Do you vote for Mrs May's deal, or do you accept a long delay of a possible second referendum?
But as an independent-minded MP, which you're suggesting I would be in this context, I don't have to accept either of those.
You can simply abstain.
Right.
I can promote the GATT 24 solution.
No, Alan, it won't be on the agenda.
Well, it will be if enough people...
No, Alan, the Speaker won't pick it. Alan, you're dodging the question. You can fight as hard as you like for what you want. Goodness days, I've been doing it for a quarter of a century.
Well, it's about time we all got together and...
all right, Alan...
There's 24 or more people, groups...
Alan, you're gloriously optimistic, but I'm afraid that's not the way it's going to be.
Do you know what? Okay, so that's it. I'm really fed up. This is wrong on every level. The politicians are betraying the people. The leaders are betraying the people. Corbyn is just a scumbag, and he's always been a scumbag. I don't know why everybody's credited him with so much. I don't know. I don't know why he gets so much credit for having morals and all the rest of it when he has none. He's a scumbag to go talk about another referendum. It's just disgusting. 29th of March, if the Parliament does not leave without a deal, then I predict a riot. I mean, if there's no riot, I swear to God, I give up. I give up, and I'm moving out, and I'm going. Because, I know. I'll hold my hands up and I'll say, I have done everything in my personal capacity as a regular person to get the message out there that everything has gone wrong. Anyway, that's my take on today's news. It's not looking good, except for obviously President Trump's amazing achievements in North Korea. I mean, he obviously hasn't achieved, he hasn't signed anything, but he gives me hope. I just wish he would get his Department of Justice to just crack down on all these criminals that have been running around free, despite the proof beyond reasonable doubt of all of their criminality through WikiLeaks, from WikiLeaks emails to their own testimony in front of Congress and the Senate with Comey. Could have convicted himself. Anyway, I'm finishing now. A little bit frustrated. I am going to do a story time in half an hour, so join me at 10 o'clock UK time for another story time. I'm going to be finishing, I'm close to finishing Tommy's book, his biography. Alright, so I shall sign off now, and obviously I'm going to count on replay viewers to see this because I haven't had many live people in with me. So that's my take on the main topics that I've found of today that have been of interest to me. So I shall sign off now, and I'll sign off with my music. Based Amy, out.